They didn't see it coming. Not from Kendrick. Not in Frankfurt. Not on a night that was supposed to be just another stop on the Grand National Tour. But what unfolded inside that arena wasn't a concert. It was a collapse of the soul. No dancing, just sobbing, phones shaking, fans screaming, clinging to each other, some dropping to their knees, as Kendrick did something so raw, so human, even his own team hadn't expected it. Then, silence, no beat, no mic, just Kendrick, standing still, eyes bloodshot, as the crowd began chanting a name that shattered the air. Whitney. 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 What did Kendrick confess that made grown men cry? Who showed up on that stage that changed everything? And why are people calling this moment in Frankfurt the greatest live performance of his career? This wasn't a show anymore. It was therapy-broadcasted. To understand Frankfurt, you have to rewind. Because Kendrick wasn't just touring, he was unraveling. The Grand National Tour was making headlines, sold-out shows, streaming records, shattered, special guests from Schoolboy Q to even Drake. But behind the flawless visuals and stadium-shaking sets, Kendrick was carrying something heavier, and fans started noticing the cracks. The whispers before Frankfurt started swirling. Insiders leaked strange details. A tour assistant claimed Kendrick was skipping checks, frequently vanishing backstage. No phone, no team, just silence. A crew member told a hip-hop blog, "He's going through something. You can see it in his face. The vibe's different, like he's building toward something heavy." Then came Berlin. That's where Kendrick performed Mother I Sober. And mid-verse, he stopped rapping, covered his face, walked off. Explanation. No encore. Twitter blew up. Something's wrong with Kendrick. He walked off without performing all right. That never happens. That was hard to watch. Some blamed burnout. Others pointed to personal issues. But a viral Reddit thread hinted at something deeper. A source close to the team said Kendrick had received devastating news right before Berlin. News about Whitney. Something serious. Whitney Alford, Kendrick's partner, the mother of his children, his anchor. And just 72 hours later, he landed in Frankfurt. Sources say Kendrick received devastating news just before Berlin. Something about Whitney. Something serious. Whitney Alford, Kendrick's longtime partner, mother of his children, his anchor. And just 3 days later, he landed in Frankfurt, a city rich with history. And Kendrick's team didn't choose it by accident. They picked Frankfurt for one reason. The venue, not just big sacred. Fest Hail Frankfurt, a building with a dark past, once used by oppressive regimes, later reclaimed by protesters, revolutionaries, voices demanding justice. A place filled with echoes. And Kendrick wanted to turn pain into purpose. No one knew what that meant. Not yet. Even the setlist was strange. Printed copies didn't include Humble, DNA, or even Not Like Us, the track lighting up every other arena on the tour. Instead, it read like a heartbreak album. Do you feel pride? Mother I Sober. Fans in line started whispering, "This ain't a hype night. This a funeral. Is this a gospel concert or what?" They had no idea Kendrick was about to strip everything bare. Industry eyes were watching. Whispers had already spread. Kendrick's doing something in Frankfurt. If you're in music, you need to be there. SCA was spotted in a VIP box. Rumors swirled. Rock and ABCL flew in hours before showtime. But the biggest shock, Whitney Alford herself, rumored to be in the crowd. Not backstage, not hidden. Front row, in all black. A leaked photo appeared online, blurry but clear enough. A woman matching Whitney's description. Red eyes, hands clasped, saying nothing. Was it really her? No one knew. But backstage, the energy was electric. A sound tech tweeted, then quickly deleted, "Whatever happens tonight, we'll be talking about it forever." 9:08 p.m. The lights cut. Pitch black, no visuals, no dancers, no sound. Then, a single spotlight. Kendrick standing center stage. Hoodie up, head bowed. No mic, no motion. 90 seconds of silence. Then he raised his hand and whispered one word, "Whitney." The crowd gasped. A piano version of Pride began, live stripped down, haunting. From that moment on, Frankfurt was no longer a concert. It was a confession. "Whitney, I failed you." Kendrick's mic dropped to his side. His voice, raw, cracking, echoed through the venue like a sermon. "I chose the mic over you. I let the world hear my pain. But I never stopped to heal yours. I chased applause. While you carried everything alone, people broke. Some wept openly. One woman fainted. Security rushed in, tears still on her face. And Kendrick wasn't done. I made albums about trauma, about fathers, about loss, about chains. But I never wrote about the one thing I was most afraid of losing. You. 1. Tour Insider said Kendrick nearly cancelled Frankfurt altogether. He hadn't spoken to Whitney in days. He was afraid she wouldn't show up, then the stage behind him flickered. Not tour visuals, not graphics, real-life footage, home videos. Kendrick, rocking his child to sleep. Whitney sitting alone at family dinners. Kendrick pacing in the studio, holding his head in silence. Unedited, unfiltered, personal. The crowd, silent. No phones, no shouting. Just stillness. And then he said it. I told myself the art was for my people. But if I lose my family in the process, who am I? Who am I? The first twist. He tried to quit the tour. But then came the shocker. Kendrick admitted, live on stage. Kendrick admitted, something no one saw coming. He tried to cancel the entire European leg of the Grand National Tour. I was done, he said. I couldn't fake it anymore. I told my team to refund the tickets. I told Live Nation I wasn't stepping on another stage. The Berlin breakdown. That wasn't a performance, it was a collapse. People thought it was a moment, he said. Nah, that was me unraveling. But the one who pulled him back wasn't his label, not Top Dog, not Jay-Z, it was his daughter. Suddenly, out of nowhere, the arena filled with the sound of a child's voice. Don't stop, Daddy. We love your music. Mommy says you can fix it. You just gotta try. And just like that, the entire arena shattered. Rows of fans broke into tears. A man near the stage dropped to his knees and prayed. One person tweeted, I thought I came to a concert. I ended up at Kendrick Lamar's emotional reckoning. Then Kendrick dropped the final confession. He said Mother, I Sober, one of the most gut-wrenching tracks of his career, wasn't for the charts, wasn't for his fans, wasn't even for himself, it was for Whitney. A letter he could never bring himself to say out loud. So he hid it in the music, and then he sang it. But not like before. This time, it was stripped, just Kendrick's voice, a lone violin, and raw pain. At the bridge, his voice cracked. He couldn't finish. So the crowd did it for him. Thousands of voices, I choose me. I'm sorry, ... double quotes. Except this time, Kendrick whispered back. I choose us. And that's when it happened. In the front row, Whitney stood up, tears running down her face. No words. Just standing. The cameras zoomed in. It was her. Confirmed. No doubt. The crowd erupted like they'd just watched a buzzer beater in the finals. Someone screamed, We love you, Whitney. And then Kendrick looked her in the eyes. And said something barely caught by the mic. You gave me my soul back. But he wasn't done. Instead of closing with All Right or Not Like US, the songs that shook every arena before, Kendrick ended the show with something entirely unknown. No title. No lyrics ever posted. No snippet ever leaked. Just piano. And his voice soft, trembling. If I fall, will you catch my art? Or my body? Can I still be a man if I cry in front of the world? Tell my kids I didn't mean to disappear. I was just learning how to come home. When the song ended, Kendrick didn't say thank you. He bowed, held his chest, and walked off. No fireworks, no encore. Just silence. By morning, Frankfurt wasn't just trending, it was dominating. Every continent, every language. Kendrick Lamar breaks down in Frankfurt. The performance that changed hip-hop forever. Whitney stood up. The world stood still. Clips of the show flooded the internet. Shaky, unfiltered, heartbreaking, not a concert, a confession. But just when people thought it was over, another clip leaked, and this one wasn't supposed to. At 2 a.m. Germany time, a blurry backstage photo dropped on Reddit. Kendrick, eyes red, face still wet with tears, hugging someone, not just anyone, J. Cole. Yes, Jermaine Cole himself. Hoodie up, head down, hands clutching Kendrick like a brother returned from war. The caption read, Cole flew in secretly, was backstage the whole time, didn't say a word. Just waited. Within minutes, the internet exploded. Kendrick and Cole reunited. In Frankfurt, he was there through all of it. Bro, this is deeper than we thought. Dreamville Times, PG Lang might be about to drop something historic. The energy feels different. Fans immediately turned into detectives. Nerd mode activated. They pulled private flight records confirmed. A jet from Raleigh landed in Frankfurt the night before the show. They zoomed in on blurry backstage footage. One figure did look like Cole. Hoodie low, face shadowed. And then they found the receipts. An old Cole interview resurfaced. Me and Kendrick got something deeper than rap. If he ever calls, I'm there. By sunrise, headlines exploded. Rolling Stone, Kendrick Lamar's Frankfurt show may be his most vulnerable performance ever. The Guardian, Lamar didn't perform. He purged. A moment that redefined hip-hop. Variety, the rap messiah bared his wounds, and the world wept with him. Even Germany's Der Spiegel ran it. Kendrick's tears conquered Frankfurt. Celebrity reactions poured in. SZA reposted the piano performance, captioned, "Witnessing that in person, I'll never be the same." Tyler, the creator, tweeted, "That wasn't a show. That was church." Even Rihanna, who rarely comments on rap, posted a black screen on IG. Protect Kendrick at all costs. And then the internet noticed Beyoncé was there too. A box seat video showed her nodding, hand to her chest, during Mother I Sober, but Drake, silent, not a tweet, not a peep. Fans took that either as respect or quiet panic. Then came the drop. Kendrick's team uploaded a 20-second snippet from the piano track now, titled simply, Frankfurt, no lyrics posted, no cover, just one line on the page. For those who stayed when I couldn't stand. And below that, a countdown, 7 days, and then another leak. A second backstage clip surfaced. No performance, no lights, just Kendrick and Whitney in a dim hallway. She's crying, he's whispering. They hold each other for 36 full seconds. No security, no press, just two people who've survived something. At the end, he places his forehead gently against hers, and that was it. The clip ends. Fans lost it. This isn't a tour, one posted. This is a love story. He said, I choose us. And this time, he meant it. Their kids will watch this moment one day, and understand everything. Industry shaken, insiders whispered, Kendrick's about to end the tour early. Others believed this was just the beginning, his 444 moment. A spiritual rebirth. Whatever it was, Frankfurt changed everything. From rap beefs to therapy. From bars to breakthroughs. This was no longer music. This was real life. Hashtags flooded the internet. Hashtag Frankfurt Confession, hashtag Kendrick and Whitney, hashtag he said, I see Husas, TikTok, was full of edits of Whitney standing up, synced with Kendrick whispering. Even Gen Z, who barely blink at vulnerability, called it the most authentic moment in hip-hop this decade. The industry finally spoke. Pharrell posted a black square with 3 words, thank you, Kendrick. Timbaland tweeted, this generation just had their Marvin Gaye moment. Terrace Martin, Kendrick's longtime collaborator, went live. We've done symphonies, rallies, but this was the realest thing Kendrick's ever done. Ain't no marketing, ain't no playlist. Just pain, love, and growth. A leaked email from Def Jam revealed panic. This is no longer just about bars. Kendrick just reset the emotional standard of hip-hop. And while the world praised, one corner stayed silent. Drake fans, no memes, no shade, just stillness. Even they knew, this wasn't about rap anymore. One tweet summed it up. Kendrick did more in 20 minutes of silence than Drake has in 20 years of flexing. Of course, not everyone got it. Zeus, Network, tone deaf as ever, posted a meme. Kendrick turned his concert into a Yonla. Fix my life. It flopped. Fast. Teyana Taylor clapped back. Nah, that was love. That was art. That was legacy. Post deleted in under an hour. Mental health orgs applauded. Nami tweeted, Kendrick showed the world that strength is in honesty, not silence. Therapists broke down the moment on podcasts, YouTube, blogs. They said Kendrick spoke directly to generational guilt, to emotional neglect, to black masculinity. And he did it all, while holding himself accountable. The countdown hits 0. Fans refresh the site. Nothing, no track, no video, no MERCH, just a single sentence fades in. This wasn't for you, it was for her. Kayland, then boom. The screen loads a stark, black and white image. A book cover. Letters to Whitney, a memoir. No promo, no gloss, just truth.